Shalom, shalom, shalom to Brother Amar Car. Back with another lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rocha HaKodash. And double honors as always goes to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. To you, shalom, shalom. So yeah, man. As you can see it right here, I'm on the SM Online, or etymology online, and this page it traces the meanings or the original meanings of words, man. And very often we are described, in GMS and other camps, those of us identifying as Israelites, man, not black Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew Israelites, man. Alright? Because we don't recognize ourselves as being black first and foremost. And even if we did, we don't represent one skin tone, man, or one tribe. We represent all 12 tribes. Unlike those guys out there mashing up, the Gaza Strip, small hats, man, who claim to all be Jews. Whereas, if you're a Jew, you're from the tribe of Judah, man. That's just one of the tribes. So anyway, getting back to the point of the cult, this cult reference that they always want to put on us, man, because they don't know what they're talking about. Now, these are people that are in cults because they're in the modern day meaning of the word cult, because they follow after things they don't even understand. They follow after things with leaders that tell them what to do, and they don't question it, or they don't research it for themselves, they don't study for themselves. They're just told what it is, and that's that. That's why they're the ones that are in cults. We are the ones, they're in the modern day equivalent of cults, or definitions of cults. We are in the proper meaning of the word cult, man, and I'm going to show you. So it says here, cult, 1610, worship, homage, a sense now obsolete. Yes, obsolete because they've changed it now. So, if you're in a cult now, you're insane, right? You're insane, you're brainwashed, right? And look, I'm going to contradict it a little bit here by saying this. Yeah, we are brainwashed, man, because our minds are clean. We now understand the truth. But now you see with the new speech, the word brainwash, means that you are under control, man. Basically, someone's controlling your thoughts and your mind. And that's exactly what these so-called wacky-tacky Christians, what we call them, are, man. They're under mind control, man. They have one setting, right? One setting which is, I say one setting, but there's one mode, which is the mode is, Yahweh's name is Jesus. To them he doesn't have a color. He came to save everyone. All right. His name doesn't matter. All these things that they all believe the same thing because they don't study and they don't, and first it's not given to them. That the truth hasn't been given unto them, man. So they're the true modern day cultists, man. But we are the old school cultists, man. It says worship, homage, a particular form or system of worship. Yeah, it's particular because first and foremost, it's for the Israelites, man. The laws, the statutes, and commandments, this whole truth is for Israelites only, and it falls under the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So there you have your system, all right. It says to care, labor, cultivation, culture, worship, reverence. All right. It says a bit further down. It says the The word was rare after 17C, but it was revived mid-17th century, sometimes in French form cults, with reference to ancient or primitive systems of religious belief and worship. Right? Look, first and foremost, the scriptures say, "What I am the Lord, I change not." So, our ancient ways are still relevant. All right, it doesn't change for us. The Lord's statutes and commands are what they are, and we intend to do our best to follow them, and we will still follow them in the kingdom the same way that they were supposed to follow them centuries ago, man. Not like these Christians now that they don't follow them. They say you can do what you want, because you're under grace. Anyone can come into the fold, come as you are. All this madness. They fight tooth and nail against what we're bringing out as the truth, but you don't see them going up against the small hats for what they're doing out there, or you don't see them going up against the Catholic Church for the groping of young boys and all of that, the essaying, as they like to say. You can't even, this is cultish, man. We're in a cultish society where you can't even say what you want to say properly anymore, man. And I'm going to get some scriptures, man, but I've got to get to the point, So yeah, we are a cult. If you really want to go there, we are a cult. In this sense of the word, man. And it says what? Labour. And the scripture says, look, it says, Romans 12:1, it says, "I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service." Now, how many of these cults that have come up through the years, man, with madmen leading them, have resulted in the death or sacrifices of people that believed in something that wasn't even true? All the Lord is asking us to do is a show of faith, man. Laying our bodies on the line for this truth, which is reasonable because He's the ultimate power. He is the only power, in fact. And He's bestowed men with the truth, man. Yeah, right. In order to do this work, man. Verse 2 says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's why we have the understanding of why we say what we say. Because the renewing of the mind is what makes us different from these wacky-tacky Christians, man. Right? They're just listening to what they've been listening to for centuries, man. It's just been handed down, and none of them bother to have any understanding. You think the majority of the stuff that we bring out in lessons and teachings, they don't read about them, man. Yet they go up against what we say, like what we're saying is coming out the same Bibles that they claim to believe in. It's insanity. They're actually insane. And when you read stuff out of the scriptures that they don't believe in or don't understand, what version are you reading? The same version that you're reading, you fool. Except that you're not reading yours, and if you are, you're letting someone twist the meanings, or you don't understand it. Called to worship the Lord, the righteous judge. Yeah, we're to worship, man. Yeah, that's what it says in that. Isn't that what it said? Let's go back. A particular form or system of worship. So what are we doing here, man? What are we talking about here? See, that's why you Christians make us sick, because you're just brain dead. Absolutely brain dead, man. You refuse to let the old ways go. I don't care about, or we don't care about you Christians outside of Israel, man. And we don't even care about the ones of you that are inside Israel that can't get this. But the point of the matter is, the ones that are in Israel, you know, kin through, you know, actual physical connection to the tribes, man. All right, it's not a spiritual. It is spiritual, but this is a physical connection. All right, there's a bloodline, and those of you of that bloodline that can't get it, man, you're crazy. And it's always you that come up against us the most. Let me show you. Look at this one. I had this just to show. I'm not gonna play anything because, you know, what's the point? But look how many videos there are. Leaving the Hebrew Israelites, black, you know, in brackets, Hebrew Israelites, confronting a racist cult, investigating a racist cult, how a Hebrew Israelite became a Christian. Are the black Hebrew Israelites a cult? Jesus rebuked so-called black Hebrew Israelite cult members. Hebrew Israelites debunked in 1 minute. Surviving and it's always with these women, man, these damn women, surviving the Hebrew Israelite cult. It's a cult to them, especially because they don't like to be under any subjection, man. So when that truth comes to light, they want to get the hell out of it, man. Are the black Hebrew Israelites a dangerous cult? Why I left the black Hebrew Israelite, why I left the slacker, don't put words in their mouth, why I left the Hebrew Israelite cult. I found the racist cult. You know? So, you know, these people, instead of teaching what they have nothing to teach anymore. Because what has happened is now that the reality of what they believe in is breaking down, because we're out there telling them something else. And in their minds, you know, they're conflicted because what we say makes sense. You know. And this Apologia Studios, man, they're one of the worst lot out there. Let's get back to the precepts though, man. I ain't gonna get too deep on this, man. What's the point? These people aren't even worth our time. You know? Yeah, a call to worship the Lord, the righteous judge. It says, Psalms 96 and 1, oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, sing unto the Lord all the earth. And that's what we're singing, a new song, man. This is exactly why they can't take it. We're not coming out here saying, Jesus died for everyone, God so loved the world, meaning everyone, you know, and Jesus is white, or Jesus doesn't have a colour. We don't call him them names, that name, you know. I don't even want to keep saying it, but, you know, I'm saying it in the sense of, you know, of mockery, you know. Everyone can be saved. That is, you know, begging for your enemies to have salvation is ridiculous, man. You know, verse 2 says, sing unto the Lord, bless his name, show forth his salvation from day to day, declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. So there's heathens they're outside of the temple, man. There's people outside of it, so it's not for everyone. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all powers, because he is the only power, man. There aren't any other powers that could stand against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. It says, for all the powers of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him, strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Lord, O ye kindreds of the people, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. Right? So we're supposed to worship. You know, that's a part of being in your so-called cult. I worship the Lord Yahweh in the beauty of holiness, separation, fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord Yahweh reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice. So even the nature, is under the reverence, of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Before the Lord Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth, and he's going to send his son to do that. Yahweh, he shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. Let's get this real quick. Right, Yahweh's teaching in parables, man. Just that's why these guys can't get it. They're brain dead to it, man. They have a mind block. Right? Matthew 13:10, it says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? So why are you speaking in riddles, right? Not because he's playing games. He don't want them to get it. That's the whole point. Yahushua does not want them to get it. If he wanted them to get it, he would have spoken plainly. But he spoke in parables because he knew, that it wasn't for them to understand. That's what he says. It says, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So, we're past the point of debating with people like this. Okay, you can go on about your day. That's why, Volko Malone rolls up to the camp. We ain't trying to debate with him. We have no choice but to defend the gospel, man. Alright, as we know and believe it. But ultimately, that's not what we want to do. We just want to teach the word, to call out to the elect and wait for Yahweh to return, man. Alright. So it's not about even having debates with these fools anymore, man. But they seem to want to come around us, all the time, man, and try and disprove what we believe. Just teach what you want to teach, man. We're just teaching. We're not trying to go around debating you, trying to find out where you people are teaching and stuff, going into your churches and stuff. Jakes have done that before, man. But we ain't into that style, man. I've seen Jakes do that, running up in churches, man. That ain't the way. Them people are already gone. This is Psalms 99:5. It says, exalt ye the Lord, Yahweh our power, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Just another reference to him being separate and for to worship him, man. And Deuteronomy 7:6 says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Alright. So there's a chosen lineage, man, above all the other people. So if you want to call that cultish, you can say that, but it's not factual, man. Well, it is actually factual, but not in the sense that you believe. You think calling us a cult is offensive to us? Half the time we don't even, or majority of the time, we don't even care what you people have to say anymore, man. Because you're baffling yourselves now, and you're out there raging against us. To the one about what's going on with yourselves, you come on. A lot of these guys are agents anyway, man, trying to disrupt the truth. But you can't. The scriptures say you can do nothing. Again, you can do nothing. You know what, I'm gonna butcher it, I'm gonna get it. Hopefully. That's it. I've butchering that. I'm tired, so you have to forgive me. So yeah, for 2 Corinthians 13:8 says, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." So when these guys are coming round trying to disprove, you're just showing that, listen, if you think we're that crazy and we're that cultish, as you like to call us, and we're just talking like our arse basically, why don't you just leave us to it then? No one's going to believe us, right? Because we're crazy, we're cultish, and but obviously there's something to worry about, and you worry because it's the truth. And at the end of the day, what we're doing is upsetting people's natural way of life, which is just to be told what to believe in, right, without researching it, especially when it comes to this truth, and not trying to how can I put it, expand your knowledge of the truth. You just go to church, the preacher brings out the precepts that aren't really relevant to what's going on in the world, which is the approaching of the MOTB and Jacob's trouble and World War III and all these other prophecies of danger to come. They're not telling you that. They're telling you come to church and give your tithes unto the Lord, and He'll bless you and you have prosperity in this world, man. 2 Ezra 6:54. Just to make the point, after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. So yeah, we all come from Adam, right? And that's what they'd like to stop reading, right? They'd like to stop reading there, but you can't. It says, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes, the chosen. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Right, so the Lord doesn't care about, there is a separation, man. Alright, there is a separation. And I'll finish here, man, just to make, I've made the point, man. Hebrews 13:15 says, by him therefore let us offer the sacrifice of praise unto the Most High continually. That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to His name. Now these are all things that they can read, but when they read them, they're not going to even realize that, yes, that's cultish behavior. According to this, I want to read it one more time. To worship, homage, a particular form or system of worship. So it's a religion, man. And yes, we are in a religion. So yes, we're a cult, man. So all when it's edifying, I'll say, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rucha HaKudosh. So like it for my stuttering there, I'm tired. Double honours, as always, to the apostles, man, and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And curses on you agents and you demons out there trying to, lead people away from the truth, man. Shalom.